Hello, Sydney. Your favorite killer is back, and today we're starting new Sherlock Holmes game. Sherlock Holmes versus Arsene Lupin. So let's go. Let's enjoy the story. Okay. Mm, okay.
It looks to be the beginning of a lovely day, Holmes. There's nothing like beginning the week with a sunny Monday, with nothing more pressing to do than to see what came in the post. Would you care to take a ride up the Thames today?
I think not, Watson.
Listen, Holmes, your mood has been getting progressively worse for the past 2 weeks. I know you, and I am certain that something is bothering you. It wouldn't be bad news from Switzerland, would it?
We would already be on a boat heading towards the continent were that the case, my dear Watson.
Very well, then, what is it? Let me guess. For the past 2 weeks, the papers have talked of nothing other than this French thief, Arsene Lupin. He's been making all of the police officers on the continent look like complete idiots. You're taking an obvious pleasure out of reading these articles.
My dear Watson.
I've put my finger on it, haven't I? I know you well. Something tells me that you will not entertain talk of this Lupin for some time. Do you recall his latest feat? Using an alias, he seduced a young Italian princess in order to rob her of a priceless set of diamond jewellery that once belonged to the Medici. These jewels were to be part of the lady's dowry on the occasion of her marriage to the son of a wealthy, influential Sicilian. Finally, our friend, having committed his crime, left word for the local press explaining that there was no other way for the charming lass to escape a marriage of convenience with, I quote, an uncultivated and uncouth boor without the least refinement. Since then, the lady has been confined to a convent, and rumour has it that the two outraged fathers have jointly offered a sum of countless millions of liras for the head, the rest of the body being optional, of the man who is responsible for their dishonour. Are you acquainted with the reputation of the Italian criminal milieu? Why, another letter from the zoo about those missing birds, as if we were going to be running around the whole of London chasing chickens. As I was saying, are you acquainted with the reputation of the Italian criminal milieu? This Arsene Lupin must be in hiding somewhere, surrounded by bottles of champagne and stolen treasures. How foolhardy and arrogant. Oh, these French. However, he didn't pursue this foolishness to the point of risking stepping onto British soil.
Has the cat got your tongue, Watson? What? Whatever is the matter with you, Watson? Pray tell.
This letter on the table. Holmes, read it.
You control You control Sherlock. Okay, as we can see, this game is absolutely the same as the previous one. They probably used all the same game files, even the map is the same. Okay, cursor is slightly different because it's not sect-like, cult-like. Hmm. This is one long S letter. Interesting.
Holmes, this is truly unbelievable. Surely this cannot be taken seriously.
It's possible, Watson, that this letter is nothing but a prank. However, a small chance exists that both the challenge and the threat are real.
What will you do?
First, I'm going to enjoy the breakfast Mrs. Hudson has prepared. If you would be so good, Watson, as to clarify some of the riddles in the letter. Firstly, if Arsene Lupin is actually the author, as he states, why does he sign with another name? When it comes to the poem, even if an answer seems straightforward, we must be quite certain. What would the target of tonight's theft be if this letter turns out to be accurate? We have one day to find the solution and to take preventative measures. You could go see Barnes, the bookstore in Glentworth Street. Surely they'll have something that will be informative.
Okay, I'm Watson now.
Holmes's violin. Holmes's violin.
Okay, this changed.
Holmes's table for experiments. A motley... Ooh, the adventure of the dancing men. My eccentric companion keeps his shag... Colonel Gordon. It was during the affair of the lodger in Tree... This is how Holmes organizes his correspondence that is away... It's a coal bucket in which Holmes...
Okay, why do I...
Oh, what a mess! Treaty on Cornish, the Celtic language of the Cornish people. It was in
Napoleon.
this statue that we found the famous black pearl of the Borgias.
Okay.
I am
Not a
ready yet,
Napoleon.
Watson.
Anything interesting here? Guess not. Okay, let's go. Is the kid here? No.
No, I have nothing to ask him.
I remember this. The guy was kidnapped here.
Poor Barnes should hire a cleaning lady. Oh, what a mess.
Is this a break-in? But who would break into a library?
Gunwith, Cudwilm, Lisvet, Sublilho.
Okay, that was Tool. He's reading the book from the last game.
Good day, Barnes.
Hello, Dr. Watson. How are you? I didn't hear you enter.
Are you busy? Am I disturbing you?
Not at all. I was researching, but if you came to see me, it must be that you're looking for something specific. Perhaps I can help you?
Strange affair.
A very strange affair, bewildering even, has brought me to see you. An affair involving a Spanish cape and a one-eyed, one-armed man.
Most certainly. You will find the works dealing with naval history on one of the shelves somewhere.
Goodbye.
Thank you. I'll go look.
Well, that was easy.
Ah, here's my book, The Great English Sailors. As it happens, I found this book, and...
Excuse me, my dear Dr. Watson, but I am in need of tranquility.
Well, Well, farewell, Barnes.
Okay. Let's go home.
Now tell me, Watson, what progress have you made? Have you found the meaning of the mysterious signature?
It's an anagram, Holmes. The letters in Arseno Lotino can be used to spell out Horatio Nelson.
That's a welcome confirmation. No doubt the target for the theft is somehow connected with the Battle of Trafalgar, won by Admiral Lord Nelson at the expense of the French. Nelson, who lost an eye and an arm in battle, has a statue high atop a column in Trafalgar Square. It says that the object of the theft is sitting at his master's feet. There's nothing to steal on this column. We have a map of London here somewhere. Let's see if we can find a site of interest near Trafalgar Square. Have you found the map of London, Watson?
Ha! I found it at last.
At last.
So, according to you, what is there to steal in
Oh, map of London.
Your intentions are good, Watson, but you've missed Your intentions are good. Your intent...
Shut up.
Your intentions are... Your intention... Your intent...
British Museum.
The only location visible is the National...
Why not? Our man wants to steal a painting, but which one? Watson...
Easy.
Holmes's sidearm. Hinayana, the oldest Buddhist school. A scandal in Bohemia. Holmes's very first adventure. Oh, the photo of Irene Adler. I'm not surprised that Holmes kept it. To him, she is the only woman. He perceives her as being so superior to the rest of her sex that he can't even speak her name. Could he... Ah, Holmes's Order of the Legion of Honor. Holmes's makeup and accessories. With the help of... Holmes's makeup and accessories. With...
Okay, I'm not sure why is he going through his things.
A scandal in Bohemia. To think that this statue saved Holmes's life. No, I must find a hansom.
Find us a hansom, Watson. We have no...
What's a handsome?
The Reichenbach Falls. The Reichenbach Falls. What an awful memory. It's the steel harpoon that
The fuck, man?
Let's leave this young man to his strange reading.
Okay, great. So I was not supposed to leave the house.
Sir? Sir?
Well, give me an offer.
No, I have nothing to ask him.
Nothing changed.
No, I have nothing to ask.
Okay, we have this leaving for me, waiting for me.
Ah, Lamb, good timing. Can you give myself and my friend Sherlock a lift?
With pleasure, Dr. Watson. The mistress, Miss Bromsby, gave me the day off. I'll wait for you.
Okay, here we are, in the museum. Fragile.
The museum transports china?
Art is precious, my dear Watson, but it's true that this crate is a curious size. I'd say 3 feet 3 inches on 2 sides by 6 foot 6.
Oh, what a mess. Oh, what a mess.
Good afternoon, gentlemen, and welcome to the National Gallery of Painting. As it's such a lovely day outside, you're the only visitors at the moment, and likely will be for the whole day, as the minimum number of people for a guided tour is...
We're not here to visit the museum, young man. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Sherlock Holmes, the famous detective?
Indeed, I have reason to believe that a theft is being planned that will take place here, perhaps as early as today.
A robbery?
I'm not certain, but there is a good reason to believe that is the case. We have contacted Inspector Lestrade at Scotland Yard, and he should be joining us momentarily. Meanwhile, rest assured that we are here in an official capacity. In the meantime, you can certainly help us. One of the paintings will play a part in the matter, but I don't yet know exactly which one. I do, however, have a few clues that should tell something to a specialist like yourself.
Ah, yes, of course. As it happens, I've only been working here for 3 days. Actually, I'm an apprentice, and my duties here are essentially administrative.
Pray tell, would I be correct in deducing that the elder of the 2 men that we can see up there is the director of the museum?
Yes, that is Sir Pointer. He could certainly assist you better than I, but at the moment he's terribly occupied and will be for some time.
But the location that you are proposing is unworthy of my work. All of my pieces are hymns to color and light. It's the very stars, the sun that you want to extinguish.
Please understand, dear sir, the entrance hall is reserved for temporary exhibitions. We are able to add more lighting.
In that case, you would have to provide lanterns across the whole length of the ceiling, and to use the most refined oil possible. Definitely not gas. And mirrors to reflect the light, along with some canvases in basic colors to bring out the contrasts.
We will do all that we possibly can.
Nevertheless, I insist that a number of my works must be on the main floor next to the large pieces.
But our rooms are already full and, as you know, each has its specific subject. Too much modernism?
How can there be too much modernism? Modernism doesn't exist. Only art exists. Art is timeless. Art is cosmic.
Well, sir, perhaps we should continue this conversation in my office.
Then you must certainly have a ledger of the works that are shown in the museum, with a description of each painting.
Yes, Sir Pointer entrusted it to my care this morning so I could familiarize myself with the collection, but I lost it. I know I make a rather feeble archivist, but while I was doing a tour of the museum, the painting that Mr. Pointer is now dealing with arrived, along with cases full of canvases that he had to quickly inventory.
The case of the missing ledger. What do you make of it, Watson? Listen, Mr.
Palinor, sir.
Palinor, my friend and I will make our way through the museum in order to find the ledger. If you lost it while touring the museum and it wasn't back on the desk, then it must be in one of the galleries. Stay here and we will return to see you when we have found it, and not a word of it to the director.
Certainly, sir. With many thanks. I will continue to do my inventory and await you.
Tell me, young man, would you happen to have a blueprint of the building in order to facilitate the task at hand?
Ah, yes. Where did I put it? Oh, yes, here it is.
Farewell, Palinor.
Okay.
Closed. Closed. Closed.
Well, damn. Whoa.
There's no inscription here. I'll speak to the director, perhaps. A work that just exudes the joy of living by Lucas Canvas by Adam Elsheimer. Tobias and the Archangel Raphael by Adam Ooh, Judith in the Tent of Holofernes. The Virgin and Child by Albrecht. The Ambassadors, 1533. St. Paul on Malta. St. Catherine of Alexandria. Charity by Lucan Cranach. Portrait of a Woman by Lucas Cranach. A Cranach. A Cranach. The Painter's Father. German Gallery. Hans
Okay.
Holbein the Younger died of the plague in German Gallery. German Gallery.
Fuck off.
The painter who was conversing with the director has such character.
I said I didn't want to be disturbed.
The Spanish Painter's Gallery. La Tela Real. The Vendramin family venerating a relic of the tree. Jacob with a Flock of Laban by Giuseppe. Christ healing the paralytic at the Christ driving the train. A peasant boy leaning on a sill. The Toilet of Venus by An Apostle, Giuseppe de Ribera, 1591-1652. This canvas by Tiziano Vecellio, better The Lamentation of the Dead Christ by Giuseppe de Ribera.
Interesting.
A lovely painting by Murillo. Impressive.
That is really good.
The Adoration of the Name of Jesus, El Greco, 1541-1614.
This one is pixelated.
The Spanish Painter's Gallery. French Painter's Gallery. Monsieur de Norvin's portrait. Monsieur de Norvin's portrait. The Billet Doux by Françoise Boucher.
This one is
Beautiful
nice.
Landscape by Boucher. François. The Battle of Genappe by Horace Vernet. Horace Vernet, The Battle of... Watson, come quickly.
What is it, Holmes? What have you found?
A painting by my great-uncle, Horace Vernet. I had forgotten that his work could be found here. It is certainly this ancestor to whom Lupin made reference in his letter. Such talent, don't you think?
Who? Lupin?
No, Vernet. Albeit Lupin also, but in a different field. The Emperor Napoleon I. Perfect Harmony by Jean-Antoine Watteau. The Scale of Love by Jean... Closed. A canvas by Nicolas Poussin that tells... The Adoration of the Golden Calf by Nicolas Poussin. Jacques Cazot, portrait by Jean...
Damn
The
these
Triumph
photos.
of Pan by Nicolas Poussin. A canvas by Joseph Vernet, my great... Horace Vernet, my ancestor. Magnificent.
Yeah, it's good.
Portrait of a Woman by Perono. French Painters Gallery. English Painters Hall. Thomas Gainsborough. A magnificent landscape. Margate from the Sea by... A canvas by William Turner. John Constable. Mr. and Mrs. Andrews by Gainsborough. The Evening Star by William Turner. The Graceful Sun rising through vapor by the painter's daughters chasing a Dr. Ralph Schomburg by Thomas Gainsborough. A canvas by Sir Reynolds. Queen Charlotte painted by Sir Thomas. Lady Coburn and her three. Self-portrait by Lord Heathfield of Gibraltar. English Painters Hall. A painting
Well,
by
they're
Rembrandt.
all English now.
Self-portrait at the age of Jacob van Roosdael, 16. An
Then they had so
architectural
much
fantasy
job.
painted by van der Heyden. A river scene with a Dutch yacht by van der Capelle. Dutch Gallery.
Okay.
A beach scene with fishermen by Ludolf Bascoysen, 1630 or 31 to 7.
Now this is interesting.
The Swearing of the Oath of Ratification, painted by Gerard Terborch, born in Zwolle in December. A coast scene, Jean van der Capelle, Amsterdam 1626 to 1679.
Amsterdam, best city in the world.
Willem van de Velde, a Dutch painter who dedicated his talent to the sea. A terrible naval battle scene by View of the Westerkerk, Amsterdam, painted by Jan van der Heyden, probably in 1660. A canvas by Gerard Terborch, Dutch subject. A young woman seated at a virginal, painted by Vermeer, Dutch Gallery. A winter scene with skaters near a castle by Averkamp, 1585. The countryside, painted by Salomon van Roosdael. A work by Jan Steen, painter of the Dutch.
Nice.
The Flemish artists are found here. Van Dyck in person. This artist had a huge influence on England. Lady Elizabeth Thimbleby and Viscount. The Balby Children by Van Dyck. The Flemish artists are found here. A work by David Teniers. A work by David Teniers, the younger. Rubens, The Judgment of Paris.
There was nothing to it but choose all three.
Peace and War, Rubens, the Old Master, painting probably executed in 1620. Peasants at Archery, David Teniers. A Sunset by Rubens, one of the... Look, a white horse... Look, a white horse stand... Sight, portrait of Robert... Hearing, canvas by Gonzales. A family group by Gonzales Cox. Portrait of a boy holding a rose. Canvas painted around 1620. Unknown artist from the... Portrait of a man. Canvas loaned to the museum.
Legendary.
A painting by Veronese. The family of Darius before... The origin of the Milky Way. Painted around 50... Saint Catherine of Alexandria. Must you see it to believe? The Incredulity. Adoration of the Kings by Botticelli, bought by the... Canvas by Orazio Gentili.
Okay, is there an end to this?
A study by Tiepolo. The Trojans. Portrait of a young man in red. The Virgin of the Rocks.
You speak of yourself, Holmes?
This painting depicts the gods. Saint Catherine of Alexandria. The Assassination of Saint Peter Martyr, painted around 1507 by Giovanni Bellini. The Supper at Emmaus, where the resurrected Jesus appears to... The Gallery of Italian Work, painting by Lorenzo Lotto, born around... Saint Catherine of Alexandria, by Raphael. Venice,
Lovely.
closed.
Okay, we examined everything, I think.
Yes, Mr. Holmes?
What?
Farewell, Palinor.
Nothing to speak to him. You gotta be shitting me. What have we missed? Impossible. I wasted time examining every picture.
Flemish artists are found here.
Safe to say total bullshit.
The Gallery of Italian Work. There's no inscription.
So, Holmes, what are we doing? I said I didn't want to be disturbed.
I have no reason to...
Okay, the fuck now.
Closed.
I examined everything and I can't go anywhere.
I have no reason to go there.
You gotta be shitting me.
Closed. Closed.
Okay, no breaking tools. This is bad.
I said I didn't want to be disturbed. I said I didn't want to be disturbed.
You gotta be shitting me. I just found on the floor. This bullshit.
Yes, Mr. Holmes?
Here is your ledger, my friend.
You found it! Many thanks. You won't say anything to Sir Pointer.
Rest assured, are you familiar with how the entries are written? Everything seems to be abbreviated.
I understand how to locate a thematic group and how to read a description, but I am struggling with the location codes.
It's better than nothing at the moment. We're searching for a painting that has a connection to the Battle of Trafalgar.
Depicting what exactly?
According to this poem, it could be...
Yes, Mr. Holmes?
It might refer to a boat. Its master was Admiral Nelson, and the thief wanted to run it aground. Moreover, the boat would have a French name.
Wait, I have a suggestion. A very popular painting, symbolic even, The Fighting Temeraire, a Turner. In this painting, Turner is described as having mastered painting techniques, and it is one of the most beautiful English paintings of all time. The subject, a boat by the French name of Temeraire, was involved in the Battle of Trafalgar and distinguished itself by protecting Victory, the flagship on board which was...
Victory, did you say?
Yes, Admiral Nelson was on board. Temeraire received a special distinction, but I am not certain of which. The painting shows it being towed to the breaker's yard, I believe.
Where would I find it?
I don't know. You would have to search through the English works of this century near the west section of the gallery.
My thanks, Palinor. Come, Watson, let's take a look.
Yes, Mr.
My thanks, Palinor. Come.
Okay, English gallery.
Dr. Ralph Schomburg.
I've seen it all already.
Here's what I've been looking for. The Fighting Temeraire. Splendid. What do you think?
I agree, it's splendid. The existence of this painting would seem to give credit to this whole affair.
As long as this painting remains on this wall, this letter, even if it is eloquent and provocative, is nothing more than a letter. It is possible that all of this could be a hoax with no substance whatsoever. We will know soon enough, as the theft will have to take place tonight.
We must warn the museum's director, Holmes.
You are correct, Watson. Shall we?
We shall.
Yes, Mr. Holmes?
Farewell, Palinor.
Oh, he's not the director.
Fantastic! Superb!
There, Maestro. I believe that everything is settled.
This collaboration will be my crowning glory, my masterpiece. Merci!
I have finished the inventory of the works of art, Director. Oh, and I have the pleasure of introducing the great detective Sherlock Holmes and his companion, Dr. Watson.
Good day, gentlemen. It's with pleasure that I welcome you to our gallery. I trust that you are here for pleasure and not business.
I'm afraid that is not the case.
Oh,
When it is no longer a matter of art, the artist must make his excuses. Messieurs, until we meet again, no need to accompany me. I know the way.
my apologies, gentlemen. Have you been waiting long?
Mr. Palinor was able to answer all of our most urgent questions. Tell me, who was that man who just left?
That was Horace Valmont, a French painter. One of the best, seemingly. His letters of recommendation come from some of the grandest salons in Paris.
A Frenchman? Let's take a look, Watson.
Yes, he's very avant-garde. He heard that we were showing the works of modern painters during our temporary exhibitions. He has loaned us a number of paintings and has promised to donate those that have the greatest success to the museum.
Lestrade, just in time. And the Frenchman, Watson?
Gone?
Director, this is Inspector Lestrade from Scotland Yard. Lestrade, this is the Director of the National Gallery, Sir Pointer, and his assistant, Mr. Palinor. Lestrade, would you have your constable on duty guard the entrance and make sure that nobody comes into the museum? Director, is there anything else?
No, but
If you would care to follow me, I'll show you what the motivation behind all of this is. The reason for this little gathering is this letter that I received at my lodgings this morning. Without getting into too much detail, it claims that this painting, The Fighting Temeraire, will be stolen tonight.
pardon?
There now. It's because of a letter that you've disturbed me. You believe that?
I would never have taken the liberty to disturb you if this letter, the authenticity of which I must admit hasn't been completely confirmed, was not written by the one and only Arsene Lupin.
Arsene Lupin?
Arsene Lupin?
Us? Arsenal? Who? Lou? What?
Arsene Lupin, the most wanted cat burglar in the world. We will know soon enough whether or not this letter is a fake, or if I had reason to disturb you, Lestrade. But you must understand that we couldn't take even the slightest chance.
Perhaps. Why not simply put this thing under lock and key in the bank or at Scotland Yard?
We cannot risk storing the painting in an improper environment or to entrust it to anyone who calls it a thing.
All that would achieve would be to shift the problem. This painting is priceless. Beware he who would harm it. What I propose, Lestrade, is to do a tour of the museum with Sir Pointer in order to check any possible points of break and entry, and leave 2 men on duty here tonight. In addition, Director, you must close the museum to the public and not let anyone else in.
If you feel it's necessary.
And you, Holmes?
I'll pass by tomorrow at dawn. We'll know then what we're up against. Should the unthinkable have occurred, I insist that nothing is touched until I arrive. Is that clear? Let's be off, Watson.
Listen, Inspector, I have a lot of work to take care of. It would be better if I leave you to do a tour by yourself. You are, after all, a professional. Here are the keys to all of the locked doors. If you need me, I'll be in my office.
Well, I best inspect the museum to find any of Lupin's possible exits, including my...
Lestrade, Why am I controlling this faggot?
No, no exits on this side, nothing to report. It's dark in this box room. Good. No windows, no possible entry. Ha! There is a possible entry. If someone wanted to descend from the roof here, he'd need a lot of time, and it wouldn't be a quiet business. But I'd be wise to leave a man on duty here, and he will signal the alarm at any suspicious movement coming from the roof. Arsene Lupin. It's you and I now.
Okay.
No, no exits on this side. No, no exits on... That chap must have been rip-roaring drunk when he painted that one. No, no exits on this side. That chap must have been
Okay, no exits on this side either.
Don't get a headache from thinking. I will make sure there are no windows.
Do your work.
I did my work. Didn't I?
No, no exits on this. We need a cannon to force this door down. The lock is too big to be jimmied, and I'll leave a man on. Wait for tonight. There. The director and his underling have left. Time for us to play now. It could be that this whole robbery is nothing but nonsense. If not, we're prepared. And this Lupin will play right into our hands. I'll lock the main door to the museum, and you will be locked in. Jeffries is on duty in Trafalgar Square, and the yard is nearby. Nothing to worry about there. The doors leading in will be locked, but you will each have everything you need to open them. Stay hidden and cover your light so you cannot be seen from the roof. You, Lockhart, will be stationed near the painting itself. At the least provocation, go down to the entrance and sound the alarm. The walls are too thick, so you will have to go down for your whistle to be heard. In case of real trouble, be sure to fire with deadly accuracy, because if you even graze one of the paintings, your great-grandchildren will still be paying off your debts. Finally, you'll just have to be content with your lanterns. Gas is too expensive. Let's go, men. Keep your wits about you. You'll be relieved at 4 a.m.
Later.
Go on, you cantankerous codger. You have work to do.
You're right, Holmes. The constable below was indeed asked to deliver us a letter. It's from Lestrade.
Nothing good can come from such urgency.
Indeed, Holmes. This time, without doubt, the painting has disappeared. According to what he's written, they've turned the National Gallery upside down looking for it. Our presence is required immediately.
Well, Watson, the game is afoot.
Should we not have enlisted more men from the force to protect the painting?
I think that a whole brigade could not have stopped Lupin. And, of course, we can now be certain that it was he who was behind the theft. First and foremost, the police have a city and lives to protect, and we must respect that. Watson, a hansom will be hard to find at this hour, and Billy, our page, is sick. Would you be so good as to flag one down while I take a moment to reread this letter?
Yesterday, I was a doctor, and now I become a valet.
You haven't found Sir Handsome, what?
Got a light?
No, sorry.
Is it Sherlock Holmes who lives in these digs here?
Indeed.
Know him?
I do have that honour. I have been of some assistance to him on occasion. Like locating hansoms, for instance.
I say, you're his valet. So tell me, does your master pay well then?
But I
bet you're not above winning a bob or two, am I right? Listen, my friend, word has it that your boss is going to have a right fright tonight at the Picture Museum.
How?
Shh, listen, my good man. If you want to fill your pockets, here's my card. Piers Urquhart Allen, that's my name. Independent reporter's the game. Spill the beans about his biz, and I'll pay you well. Look for me in one of the pubs round here. You can't miss me.
If Holmes finds out that the press is onto this business, he'll be in an explosive mood. Best to avoid speaking. Ah, a hansom. Now to find Holmes and...
You've arrived at last, Holmes. We haven't touched anything while we were waiting, except for a ladder which we needed to climb onto the roof. You must have received my message. The painting was stolen.
Did your men see anything?
To tell you the truth, barely anything. There was nothing they could do. The only thing we know for certain is there were two people of athletic build who perpetrated this crime. We don't know if the burglars stole anything other than the painting in question, as they completely redecorated the museum with the paintings of a French artist that were at the entrance to the museum. The paintings that were on the walls are now crammed in the director's office.
Do you have any idea what happened?
Well, not really. I haven't managed to figure it out. We know that the two men exited through the window in the restoration workshop, and that the second man entered through there. But the first man was already in the museum, before his accomplice. Yet I had a man in the restoration workshop all yesterday afternoon, and he only left for a minute in order to hear my orders. At no time could the first man have entered through the window. We would have either seen or heard him. The men on the premises confirm they didn't see anyone pass through the entrance until the alarm was sounded. And those two are the only possibilities. How did this man get into the museum, I ask you?
When you have eliminated the impossible, Lestrade, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Where are the director and his assistant?
They're both in the office. Go gently with the director. He's close to having a fit. By the way, I noticed some traces of paint or something all over. I've asked everyone to avoid trampling on them until you've had a chance to examine them.
You're making wonderful progress, Lestrade.
Well, I'll go question the neighbours to see if anyone might have seen a 17th century boat descend from the roof.
Watson, accompany Inspector Lestrade. Check out the roof and help out with the interrogations. Be on the lookout for the slightest detail could gain us some precious time.
You can count on me, Holmes.
Okay, back being Sherlock.
Can I borrow this lamp?
Unfortunately not. This room is poorly... Ah, Mr. Holmes, such a tragedy. Have you seen what these crooks have done to my museum? Paintings of incalculable value thrown in a heap like hay in a haystack. And the Fighting Temeraire.
Now, calm down, Director. Do you know if they took anything other than this painting?
The director and I are in the middle of doing an inventory of all the paintings that were moved. We are not certain yet.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good. We'll be here if you have any further questions. Come, Palinor, back to the inventory.
Can I borrow this lamp?
Unfortunately not. This room...
Okay, so now he can say this too.
I'm overwhelmed by...
Shut up. Okay, let's see what color did he left. The fuck is this?
Hideous, this painting. A round red frame with some green in the middle. The inspiration behind this canvas is rather... A perfect example of neo-cretinism, a Valmont from his convalescent period. The artist of this painting wished to depict the English Painters' Hall. Looking at this canvas, the French painter must have drawn his...
Okay, did he change the...
What horrors! Valmont has unusual taste for painter. What horrors! Valmont has unusual taste. The artist of this painting wished to depict the... Valmont has unusual taste. A perfect example. The artist of this painting wished to depict the... There is something here. A trace of black rubber. A trace of black rubber. A trace of black rubber. There is something here. A trace of black rubber. These 4 traces of black rubber are identical and form a square. There is something strange on the ceiling. I'll have to climb up to examine it, but Lestrade's men are using the ladder. I'll continue to inspect the museum while I await them. Looking at this canvas, the French... A canvas by Joseph Ver... The artist of this painting wished... A perfect example of neo-cretinism. A Closed.
What do you want, Mr. Holmes?
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good.
Can I borrow this lamp?
Unfortunately not.
Okay, great. No lamp for me.
This canvas, the French paint...
Okay, screw the paintings. Oh, there's a square.
A large red square was painted on the floor, most likely by Lupin, but to what end? Looking at this canvas, what horrors! A perfect example of the artist of this painting. The Gallery of Italian Works. It's too dark in here. I don't see anything.
Footsteps.
The paint tracks come from the interior of the museum and stop there. It's curious, but I'd wager that the man who left these footprints rested here a moment while facing the wall and looking at something. Yet these paintings aren't exceptional in the least. Footprints, look. Size 10. Size 10. This footprint is quite clear, like a footstep pressed. This footprint is quite clear. This footprint is quite clear. This footprint is rather light. The man who left these footprints made a return trip. He was carrying something heavy when he climbed the stairs. The person who left these footprints stepped into the paint with his whole foot. Size 10. These footprints are those of common work boots. It's through there that one of our robbers arrived, and it's also through... Footprints, look! The foot brushed the paint. Someone wanted to warn the person who made the footprints of the presence of liquid on the ground, but too late. The man then went beneath the louver of the window to get out, probably with the help of a ladder. He was wearing shoes from France with supple leather non-skid soles, which have a distinctive design. The foot brushed... The foot... These footprints are size 9. Ideal to catch by jumping from this skylight. Water. These tools are for restoring paintings.
Okay, great.
It was through the skylights that one of the two robbers came in. Closed.
Anything else?
Footprints, look.
Footprints here, you gotta be shitting me.
These are shoes with supple, non-skid leather soles of French manufacture with a distinctive design. These are, without doubt, the shoes of the French painter Horace Velmont. These footprints are size 9. The footprints left by Horace Velmont's shoes and those made by one of the two crooks are absolutely identical. Lupin is a master of disguise. We met him in person yesterday as Velmont.
What do you want, Mr. Holmes? The only one who will be happy is Velmont. His paintings now have the best spots.
I'd wager he's doubly happy, but he'd never come to show his gratitude in
He was
person.
suspicious.
And when will you be done with your investigation, so that we can put the paintings back in their original places?
A deadline will soon be set, I think. However, it is in our best interest to do it as quickly as possible. Thank you, gentlemen.
Good.
Mr. Holmes, the Inspector Lestrade wanted you to know that we no longer need the ladder. If you want it, it's near the director's office.
Okay.
There is something here. Elementary. This poem by Lupin surely makes reference to 4 paintings presently hanging in the museum. Shall we begin our search? What horrors! What horrors! What horrors! Self-portrait by Horace Velmont. A bit narcissistic, that one. What horrors! What horrors! What horrors! What horrors!
Damn it, man.
What horrors! What horrors! What horrors! A perfect example of neo-cretinism. A Velmont from his... What horrors! Here's what I've been looking for. Tobias and the Archangel Raphael by Adam Elsheimer, German painter. The Archangel should ask what kind of bait he used. Looking at this canvas, the French painter must... What horrors! What horrors! What horrors! The artist of this painting wished to depict the total rejection of aestheticism, and he succeeded. Here's what I've been looking for.
This horse.
Look, a white horse standing by a sleeping man.
Okay, that's 2.
Here's what I've been looking for. A winter scene with skaters near a castle by Averkamp, 1585 to 1634, one of the greatest painters from the Dutch.
Okay, one more.
Here's what I've been looking for.
Easy.
This painting depicts the gods Venus. It seems that I've found the 4 numbers from Lupin's poem. Now, what do I do?
What can I say except elementary?
What do you want, Mr.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good.
I'm overwhelmed by this.
Can I borrow this lamp?
Unfortunately not.
Fuck off. Oh, they're probably clue for this.
Open. It's the painting by my great uncle. Look. half-empty bottle of champagne to a wig and a cushion, for the stomach, no doubt. This is what must have happened. Lupin entered the museum disguised as Velmont. After our meeting, he pretended to leave, but in fact came to hide in the case that Palinor had emptied whilst doing his inventory. A hook permitted him to close the case from the inside, and he calmly waited until the time was right. Once alone, he got out and helped his accomplice enter through the skylight without fearing the police.
Now we know what happened.
What do you want, Mr. Holmes?
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good.
Can I borrow this lamp?
Unfortunately not. This room is...
I'm overwhelmed by...
I have no reason to go there.
What should we do now that you know?
Self-portrait by Horace Velmont. This painting has an oil base, but is covered in a fine coat of water paint. I should ask the director how to remove it.
What do you want, Mr. Holmes?
Sorry to disturb you, gentlemen. Can you explain how to remove a fine layer of water paint that is covering an oil painting? Rest assured, it does not concern a piece from the museum's collection.
It's simple. You'll need some water to soften the paint, a paintbrush with rigid bristles to scrape off the film, and an absorbent sponge to take it all off.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Good.
Okay, we know where's water.
Water. You and I, Lupin. I need something.
Okay, I'm a painter here. Okay, enough. maybe it's not enough. Damn this shit.
I need something.
He can see
I need
everything.
something.
Oh. Total bullshit. Okay, we have
I
him.
need something.
No.
I need something. I need something.
Fuck off.
need something. I need something. I need something.
Unbelievable shit.
I need something.
Fuck off.
I need something.
Fuck off.
I
Okay.
need something. I need something.